Welcome back to the vlog. I'm Justin with Canova, and today we're going to do a project that I've been wanting to do for a long time, probably almost a year, and it's the Mandarin project, which is very controversial and amazing. We thought, what a better time to do it than right around the Chinese New Year. So let's dive in and look at the mandarins. So before we dive into the animals, let's talk about a little bit of controversy around the mandarins. Everybody agrees the supers are amazing, but the single gene form, like the heterozygous form, is subtle at times, and it's compounded by the fact that so many of the original mandarin animals, I think, were mis-ID'd. So a lot of people who were working on this project have received animals, so maybe some were real and some weren't, but then it's being proliferated by the fact that you hatch a clutch with maybe a normal that's a little bit red, and then the babies look like the parents, and so those are ID'd as mandarins, and we have a significant number of animals on the market that are not actual genetically mandarins. And so there's a big difference between the real ones and the fake ones, but the fake ones have given people a real doubt about the project and how cool they are. And I don't think most people are doing this maliciously. We see this a lot with the subtle morphs, is misidentifications can proliferate unintentionally. So today we're going to look through some of the mandarins. We're going to show you the different variations. We're going to look at the supers and talk about why I love this project so much and how I think that as these become more common and people realize the differences in variation, I think will be one of the best projects to be in ball pythons. Okay, so we have a regular mandarin here versus a normal, and this is, I think, probably the most important part of this video. Unfortunately, our mandarin is a really nice mandarin, but he's a little bit in shed. But just look at the difference in color of the reds of the mandarin versus a normal. This actually is a normal, it's a double het sunset clown. Beautiful animal still, but does not have the deep maroons that the mandarin has. So there's definitely a lot of rust in this, a little bit in shed again, so actually the colors are a little muted over normal. Compared to the standard ball python, you can definitely see there's a very different color palette in the mandarin. You really have to kind of tend to this, right? When you add combos that show it through, right? So let's dive into one of those combos, look at the Enchi version, and then some of the pastel versions and see how mandarin shows through in those combos. Okay, next simple combo step here. We have a Enchi that's actually like triple het for something, and then a Enchi mandarin. So look at the difference between these two here, guys. The Enchi, of course, is known for just being a really nice golden color. They usually have this really interesting kind of fade down the side where it has all these little pink spots in it. Very banded, very gorgeous. Then if you move into the mandarin version, you have an animal where all that kind of maroon rust has kind of overtaken the snake. You have a different color to it overall, and then you kind of lose a little bit of that fade. You still see the pink coming in there a little bit, but overall it's more of a single color, a single tint of this rusty orange compared to the kind of pale colors of the normal Enchi. Okay, one more animal here in this zone. This is a pastel Enchi yellow belly mandarin. And pastel Enchi yellow bellies, of course, are gorgeous. We don't have a direct comparison here right this very second, but of course the yellow belly adds all that cool checkering and the flaming. But the mandarin is taking the snake and really cleaning it up, making it extra. I mean, of course, the pastel is still a yellow, but it's like a tangerine kind of tone with the pastel Enchi and the mandarin together. I think mandarin works extremely well with pastel. I think with mandarin, generally speaking, you want to go more for the pure orange, but it is a great enhancement in any of the yellow snakes as well. Without the mandarin, this animal would be more of a pale yellow. I would say like just a light pale yellow without the orange undertones, and then not nearly as clean on the back. You know, a lot more of that speckling that you see there in the dorsal, which creates dirtiness as it grows. So before we get too far along, I want to show you the adult versions because I know you guys love the adult versions, and it's really critical to know how they're going to age. So here we have an adult female mandarin and an adult normal. Of course, this is like quad het or something, right? You can see there's definitely a color difference. It's not super obvious. This is why this project has been a little bit of a challenge. I can see it really clearly, but I think to the layperson, they would say, oh, they look like different shades of brown. Yeah, but if you've seen thousands of normals, hundreds of normals, you can definitely see why the mandarin has more of that maroon look. And then, of course, you saw the baby is obvious then, and when we get to the supers, you'll see why we're raising up some of these girls. So while we're here, we'll just talk a little bit about the mandarin stock and where it originated. So you'll see it a lot of times listed online as NR mandarin. It's from Piet Nguyen over in Europe. He originated it. He did almost all of the major stuff with it originally, and now it's been handed off to a lot of other people who are also working the project. I got my original stock from his stock, but through Miguel. So Miguel, always evolving pythons, great friend. He did a breeder loan with an amazing mandarin male that he picked up, and we were able to make some early combo mandarin girls that are now up to size. Absolutely beautiful, and really excited about where this is going. Another amazing snake we bought from Austrian Reptiles, this incredible Inchy blackhead mandarin that's 100% het hypo. Really excited because I love the look of this male. We actually have right now a mandarin that's gravid from him, so you potentially could see the super mandarin version. I just think this animal is the perfect combination of rich colors by using these subtle mutations that don't crazy overwhelm the animal, and you end up with a color palette that's very deep and rich with some beautiful maroons from both the Inchy, the blackhead, and the mandarin working together. This is the lace mandarin het clown, and she's absolutely amazing. Check out the color on her. So I just love the vibrancy of the color on this. The lace, of course, brightens everything, gives it some cool kind of side pattern there and edging, but the color overall, you can definitely see that mandarin influence and how much kind of maroon and deep rust is brought into the animal. I really love this look. Fun part of this is the het clown as well, so the potential, to get the super lace, super mandarin, and see where that goes, which is very exciting for the future. This is an Orange Dream mandarin hypo, and I saw this snake. I went all the way over to the Netherlands to a show, and I met with Austrian Reptiles. Willie's an awesome breeder, and I fell in love with this animal. Let's check it out. And we're gonna show you a little bit later, like hypo is great with mandarin. We already kind of know from the Orange Ghost stuff that hypo brings out oranges in snakes. And when you combine the Orange Dream with the orange of the mandarin and then the orange creating qualities of the hypo, this animal to me is just absolutely insane. So we just looked at the OD hypo mandarin. Here is an Inchy hypo mandarin, and you can see again how well the hypo works with this. So this is like a green gold, guys. The green, of course, comes from the Inchy. The Inchy is great about bringing this weird kind of army green into an animal, but then when you boost it with the hypo and the mandarin, you have this really a beautiful golden animal with these subtle colors. Of course, the hypo like smooths everything out and gives it that frosted look. This girl's about 1,200 grams now, and I can't wait to breed her. We got her from Willie again at Austrian Reptiles. Can't say enough about his mandarins and him as a person. This is an awesome animal. All right, guys, this is what the whole video has been building up to. These are the super mandarins. Absolutely beautiful, really orange, such a unique color. They're very much mandarin, just such a unique rusty tone to them. And this is gonna kind of bring up a little bit more, I wouldn't say controversy, but just how we're trying to figure out this project and why some people in different schools of thought about how the super works. I bought both of these from TJ Yarborough, who is here in the United States and definitely the leader in producing and developing the mandarin project here in the US. Now, kind of the conventional theory has been that this is the super mandarin by itself. And it looks very much hypo, but the super, that's just how the super looks. Now, there's another competing theory, and it's held by my good friend at Austrian Reptiles, that this actually is the hypo super, and that the super form is better than the regular single gene mandarin, but it doesn't have this hypo look. And we'll throw up a couple pictures here, just of his theory, of some of his animals. And so, honestly, I've never made a super. I've made some beautiful mandarin and mandarin combos. I've bought some hypo mandarins, and then I've bought these supers, which could be, they're at least het hypo, at least. And I don't know, guys, I'm gonna keep bringing you the information as I actually produce them, and I have my own kind of feedback. A lot of what I have is het hypo. I think the complication of this project has been that almost all, or a lot of the original mandarins were het hypo. And so when people started hatching some of the hypo stuff out of that project, they assumed that it wasn't hypo, that it was somehow just a product of the project itself. And so, yeah, this is a journey we're on, and I hope to bring you guys some more details about it, but I just want to share these beautiful supers and how gorgeous they are, hypo or not. This is, to me, what's so special with this project, where we can bring it in the future, where we can develop it from here, even if they're hypos, and we just take it from this platform on. I'm super excited about where it's gonna go. Guys, that's it. That's an overview of the mandarin project, my thoughts on it. What do you guys think? Is it exciting to you as it is to me? I think it brings a whole new color palette into the equation, and I can't wait to see where it comes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much to all the Patreons and our sponsor, Ship Your Reptiles. Also, a little bit of housekeeping. We are now doing our Morph Market drops on Friday. So every Friday, be sure you log into Morph Market and see the latest snakes from Canova if you're interested in having one of our snakes. We'll put a link in the description below.